suggest this is the main step. Here we will create the network architecture for the model. Here you can see that we have used different types of layer according to their features, namely Conv2D, max pooling 2D. Max pooling is a downsampling techniques which is used to take out the maximum value over the window defined by the pool size. We have also used the flatten layer, which is required before the dense layer. So we have also used dense layer. In the final layer, you can see that I have used 3 neurons because we have 3 classes and the activation is softmax, which is the activation function for classification problems. It provides us with the probability of each class. So here we have created the model and we are also printing out the summary. Let's run this cell and find out the summary of our model. So this is the summary of our model. Model is of sequential type. It contains these layers as we have already defined. And the total number of params you can see here is 7244995 and all of them are trainable. So now let's move forward and we'll compile this model. So while compiling the model, we have set the type of loss to categorical cross entropy. We have used categorical cross entropy as we are working with categorical data and it has 3 classes. Similarly, we have used the optimizer as Adam and metrics as accuracy. Let's run this and compile our model. It's done. Next, we also have to split the data into training and validation data set. So we are doing this using the train test split defined under sklearn. Let's do this and split the data. And one of the important steps is to fit the model. So we are fitting the model and finding out the accuracy on each epoch. Here I have used different epochs. Right now I am showing you with the 50 epochs. I have trained it on different epochs and find out the accuracy. You can also do that. You can change the number of epochs and fit it again and again using different number of epochs to test whether you are getting a good accuracy or not. So now let's run this and see how our model is getting trained. As I have used 50 epochs here, it will take some time. Let's see how much time it takes for the first epoch. So it took around 9 seconds for the first epoch. So it will complete in around 4 to 5 minutes, I think, or maybe even faster, as you can see here. Here you should observe that the accuracy, this is the accuracy here. You can see that it is 0.9686 in the 5th epoch and the validation accuracy is around 1, which means that the model was overfitting at that point. But as we move forward, the training accuracy is becoming 1 and the testing accuracy is also becoming 1. So as you can see here, we have run this model for 50 epochs and both the accuracy is 1. Now we will save this model. While saving this model, I have used different techniques. First one is we'll saving the model using the H5 format using model.save command. Similarly, we can also save this model into a JSON file. This JSON file will be saved on our drive with the name of plantmodel.json. And we should also save the weights of the model if we are doing it in a JSON format. So we are also saving the weights using model.saveweights. Let's run this and save our model. So this will save our model directly into our drive. Next, we will plot the training history. This will show us the accuracy of the model throughout the training. Let's visualize this. Here you can see that after 20 epochs, it was same training and validation accuracy. Now let us evaluate this model to find the accuracy of the model. Here we are using model.evaluate function to evaluate this model and printing the test accuracy. So the test accuracy that we got is 99.44, which is a very good accuracy, and a loss of 0.0072, which is very low. So our model is doing good. Next, we'll see how our model predicts. So we'll pass an X-test data into YPRED and predict it using model.predict. Let's run this and save our predictions into YPRED. We will also plot images to compare. So let us take any image. So I have taken the X-test 10th image. This is an image which we have taken. Now we'll print out the prediction for this, which means that we'll print out the original label for this image and also the predicted label for this image. So now let's run the cell and see how our model is performing. So as you can see here, the original label for this image was potato early blight, and the predicted is also potato early blight, which means that our model is accurate. So with this, we came to an end of our project. We started with loading the dataset into Google Colab using the Google Drive, and we visualized the images. Next we did is normalize the images, which is important. Then we created a CNN model. You can also create a CNN model in this same order, or you can change the number of layers according to you. Not only number of layers, you can also change the kernel size, the pool size, and every other hyperparameter. This model is used for predicting the plant diseases using the images that is supplied to this model. This model is highly beneficial as it can be used by different agricultural firms and farmers to increase their yield and to stop the wastage of crops due to different diseases. Next, we will see how we can create a deep learning app of this using the Streamlit. So let's move forward. Now we will see how we can create an application of our plant disease classification model. So here